What's up, everybody? It's the Quarter Guy, and I'm sorry for the lack of unscripted these past few weeks. I've had reason to do so. 3 weeks ago, I was at Youmacon. 2 weeks ago, I was recovering from my Extra Life game day. Last week, I was so busy editing my Top 10 Dumbest Boss Ideas countdown that I didn't have time to do an unscripted. But this week, I've got a damn good reason to talk about something. Now, you all know how I don't like talking about politics on my channel, so if I've got something political to say, it's for a damn good reason. Now, a lot of you on Twitter might have been hearing about this debate about this thing called net neutrality, and some of you might not quite understand what it is. To put it simply, net neutrality is the principle that internet providers like Comcast, Verizon, shouldn't control what we see and do online. That they shouldn't be able to block and throttle certain sites just because they want to. In 2015, the FCC, under President Obama, declared ground rules for net neutrality that were meant to be followed. And considering the control that corporations like the aforementioned would want to impose on the internet, the control they want to have over the internet, they hate it. Well, that net neutrality is in danger, and this is why it's important. It's not just for gamers like me and YouTubers like me. It's because the internet in general is something we've come to depend on more and more over the years. Stuff like shopping, student research, small businesses, free expression. And net neutrality is the equalizer. It's what levels the playing field for everyone on the internet. At least that's what it's meant to be. And without it, in the worst case scenarios, cable internet providers, which oftentimes in America are the sole providers of internet content, sole providers of internet service in many areas. Imagine, if you will, a future where internet services are bundled in packages like cable networks are. That's what could possibly happen. In fact, that's what has happened in some nations that don't have net neutrality. That is a scary thought. And with stuff like throttling and slow lanes and blocking sites and services just to stifle competition, that idea is honestly scary. That's why I support net neutrality. And that's why YouTubers should support net neutrality. For the sake of themselves, for the sake of their audiences, for the sake of free expression on the internet. This is the sort of reason why I opposed SOPA and PIPA, why I opposed the TPP in the state it was back then, and why I support net neutrality now. Anyways, away from the heavy stuff, I've got some updates for you. My Let's Play of A Hat in Time is progressing. I've actually completed the whole game 100%, got it all recorded. Now I just have to render all the parts and get everything caught up. And if you've played through the game and want to see me continue to play it, just go ahead there. And I've got my order pretty much set for my top 10 Mega Man games. I hope to get that out next month, because it's Mega Man's 30th anniversary next month. And for my question of the week, do you have a favorite Mega Man game? As always, leave your answers in the comments. Favorite comments will be featured in the next episode. Here are last episode's winners. And with that, time for the fourth wall mailbag. As always, send me your questions via YouTube messages, and I'll answer my favorites in the next episode. First question comes from David Teeters, who asks, have you ever seen an anime and thought, WTF? Yeah. Kill la Kill. It's just one of those absolutely crazy, insane anime where sometimes you don't know what the hell is going on, and it just makes you want to raise an eyebrow. But it's one of those stupid awesome anime. It's weird, but it's a blast. If you have an open mind for it. That's how weird it is. Next question comes from Alan the Ultimate Gamer, who asks, what's the most mixed fan base you've ever seen? Well, to be perfectly honest, I've seen quite a few mixed fan bases. League of Legends, Overwatch, Undertale, FNAF. But probably the most divided I have ever seen, in recent times especially, Fire Emblem. I mean, considering all the arguments that go on over modern Fire Emblem versus classic Fire Emblem, whether the idea of S-supports and marriage in Fire Emblem is a travesty or something the series has benefited from, and probably most important of all, whether casual mode is helpful for new players or a blight on the franchise. It's just a mess, I tell ya. And to be honest, Fire Emblem Warriors didn't really help that, mainly focusing on the more recent games in the series, and games that at least American fans are probably more familiar with, at least from a sales perspective anyway, considering several Fire Emblem games never got an American release. It's just one big mess. Next question comes from Matthew Stritmatter, who asks, are there any games that you hate yourself for playing? Well, I've made a list of disappointing games before, and yeah, they were really disappointing. And here's another one especially I wanted to add to that. Mighty Number 9. Yeah, my personal experience playing Mighty Number 9 was... oh my god, why did I think that backing this was a good idea? And yeah, I know exactly why I backed it, because I'm a huge fan of Mega Man and I was starved for it after, especially what happened considering Mega Man Universe and Mega Man Legends 3. Ugh. But, when I played it, and even more when I tried to live stream it. The live stream of my attempt playing Mighty Number 9 was, to be honest, a complete disaster. Frame drops, poor frame rate, poor performance, you name it. It just... how did everything go so wrong? Last question this week comes from Drawboy66, who asks, if you could bring one gaming franchise back from the dead, what would it be? At this point, Custom Robo.
Let's rock out.